Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to Highly Motivated. This is a virtual smoke session. This is an opportunity for not just for the cannabis community, but for all communities to kind of come together. We're all the same under the leaf. So this is our virtual smoke session, our virtual talk the talk of cannabis. Let's talk about cannabis health and wellness. Let's talk about the combination, not just using THC, but THC and changing the fats in your body, better exercise, meditation, loving yourself a little bit. These are incredibly important things, definitely in the world of community, cannabis, health, and just living longer and happier. So here we are. I'm coming to you from my secret bunker. No, actually, it's just a bedroom that I'm currently using, renovating. It's kind of like a big closet, if you really want to look at it. And just a big closet with a sheet on the wall. That's what's going on in here. So, anyways, there's a lot to talk about. I got to meet Pine Park. So the guys that do the podcast of Pine Park, they're cannabis connoisseurs. They do reviews. They do food reviews. They do comedy. They do skits. They're really big on YouTube. So this past Saturday, I got to meet the entire podcast crew. I got to meet their marketing people. It was really exciting. And I met them at an event in St. Pete, Florida, where Goldflower, a cannabis provider here in Florida, was putting on a meet and greet. And they were also releasing two of the strains that they're doing a brand partnership with Pine Park. I know, it's a lot going on. It's a definite mouthful. And also this weekend, my boys turned 21. So my twins just turned 21 years old. And also the Pine Park event was going on. The release of some incredible cannabis and really just a lot of excitement. I know I haven't even mentioned the pre-roll competition that I've been judging, putting together, and doing the final touches now for the video release that's going to be happening quite possibly next week. Really, really pumped. So what it is, the pre-roll competition, I took 10 cannabis companies here in the state of Florida, medical cannabis companies, because we're not recreational, we're medical. So I took 10 of the medical companies. I took 10 of the medical companies here in Florida. In this pre-roll competition, I purchased two 1-gram joints from each company, all being house brands, all being sativa or sativa leaning, with very similar terpene profiles. But I wasn't judging the cannabis itself. I wasn't judging the strain. I was judging the quality of the pre-roll. I was judging the freshness, the taste, the texture, the aroma, the smell, the quality. I look at pre-rolls, cannabis pre-rolls. I look at them as it's the first product you need to get right. It's the first product that you need to make amazing because it's your showcase. If you get something wrong with a pre-roll, what are you doing with the rest of your products? If you're not putting love into your simplest of products, how about everything else? Your RSOs, your rosins, your capsules, everything depends on your pre-roll. I know, that's a lot of pressure to put on a pre-roll. But I'm telling you, I've learned a lot. This last week, I've been doing the pre-roll competition. I've got the results in front of me, by the way. I can tell you right now, I might even tell you the results tonight. But before I do that, again, welcome to the digital smoke session. Again, you don't have to smoke. You don't have to use cannabis. You can just come here to hang out and chit chat and ask questions because I'm in an answer giving kind of mood. But I'm really excited. I've got something to show you. Here it is. So I rolled this for my twins turning 21. And of course, I haven't smoked it yet. I hope you're ready for this. And are you ready? Look at this. Look at that. Oh my God, it's enormous. It's huge. It's a hog leg. It's a doink. It's a doink. It's a doink. It's a see-through doink. So the paper is vegetable. This way, I get to taste the cannabis perfectly. This way, I get to taste every flavor and I don't taste the paper because, like, look at this right there. You've got paper, and that paper burns, and you can taste the flavor in your mouth. And that takes away from the flavor of the cannabis. So I've been looking for these things everywhere. And this Saturday, during the meet and greet with Pine Park in St. Pete, which I have to tell you, those guys are awesome. Lots of fun, super funny. And Tokiokiokis, they can handle their cannabis. Let me tell you what. So anyways, I rolled this for this past weekend, but I'm going to smoke it with you guys tonight. And I'm going to share it with whoever comes to the door. But in that, welcome on the Digital Smoke Sesh. Today we have, I haven't even lit it yet, though. Today we have, I'm about to, though. Today we have no topic. And really, the point of what we're doing here is getting together to just chit chat, just be a listening ear, a friend, someone to talk and smoke with, like we used to get together many moons ago. We all got together to smoke, to talk, to chit chat. I know I talk a lot, and I still haven't lit this thing up. All right, I'll tell you about all the rest of the weekend's activities. But anyways, the paper here, this beautiful see-through vegetable paper, I got at a store in St. Pete across the street from the Goldflower dispensary. And this lady in the store, she had no idea she had these. I'm like, what is that on your counter? She goes, I don't know what this is, but I want to look into what this is. So she bring it to me, and she goes, do you know what this is? I'm like, I know what that is. I've been looking for those papers everywhere. I shouldn't have said that because she raised the price. I think it was like $1.50 for a giant package. But when I got all excited, it was $4.95 a package. Whatever. I don't care. I've been looking for these papers. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? It shows the beauty of the cannabis. But remember, the flavor is going to come out. I'm not tasting paper. It's vegetable. No flavor. I'm only tasting cannabis. Okay, enough chit chat out of me. Let me light this thing up. I don't even know which end to go with. It's like huge. All right, I'm going to start here. All right, just drying off my lips a bit. I'm all excited. I'm like drooling a little bit. It's huge. It's like a small cigarillo or cigar. Okay. Oh, I haven't been this excited about a joint in a long time. And I wanted to share it with you guys as well. So here we go. And this really is in honor of my boys turning 21 this past weekend. That's really nice. Let me just give it a little extra flame. And it is a little harder to get these things lit initially. And they put themselves out very quickly, which is great because it preserves the rest of the weed in the pre-roll. You know, it's amazing. It's like my favorite. And I do a filter. If you look at the end of this, so I don't do filters. I do a pinch style. And in the pinch style, I don't require a filter because it is pinched so fantastically with a small twist. And the small twist keeps it all in place. I have to tell you, this is incredibly smooth. I mean, just for something this big, it is super lovely. I have to say, I'm really enjoying it. Oh. My phone keeps ringing. Especially when I start a podcast, that's when my phone rings. It's Gideon, by the way. I don't know where your phone is. So chaos here always when it comes to phones. We always put our phones down and walk away from them. You know, that's why I feel like my phone now is attached to my hip. It's like I don't move anywhere and it's right there. So oh, there he goes again. No, he won't do that. What, you want me to answer it? I'm on a podcast. I just started. See, you get to see me authentic. You get to see me under, it's always happening in this household. The second you do something, everybody starts calling. Everything starts to fail or everything goes wrong or something's going to break. So I've learned just to let it go. Sometimes you have to let things go. I mean, don't just let it go. Handle the problem, do something. And right now, somebody's capable of handling it right behind me. So I'm not going to get stressed out. I'm not going to get all worked up. Instead, I'm just going to relax a little bit. I'm going to take it easy for a moment and let things work themselves out. Right now, we're just enjoying a really large hooter. And sometimes that's the greatest thing you can do. Don't put too much on your shoulders. Don't stress out about everything. I say that, and today I was stressing out a little bit. I've been working out of the house most of the day, doing social media, doing some digital work, finishing up on the video for the pre-rolls. Wow, that pre-roll competition. I'm dying to tell. I'm probably going to just quickly tell you who won. I'll tell you because there was 10 contestants, 1 grams, had to be a house blend. So it couldn't be one of their brand partnerships. It had to be a house brand here in the Medical Cannabis Florida program. So not everybody was capable of being in this competition. See, it went out. I got it lit once again. I'm really proud of myself. This thing's huge. There's no way I'm going to be able to finish it. If you need me to pick up Gideon, I'm sure I could do it after this. Or maybe not. See, I think most of the time we put on a mask and we try to be somebody else. We try to impress people. But what do you care what they think? What do you care what they judge? Usually they judge themselves. Usually they're too busy thinking all these things about themselves to really be judging anybody else. So don't put your mental energy towards those things. Don't put your mental energy towards stress and problems. Instead, sometimes you need to look inward. You need to take a deep breath. You need to evaluate yourself, evaluate the day, evaluate your mood. This is highly motivated. Highly motivated is amazing because we are here together, teaching each other to conquer the day, to manifest, to create, to change our mood, to change our flow, to change our vibe. This definitely changes my vibe. I walked into this a little stressed out today, and I was explaining earlier why I was stressed out earlier. I was finishing video on the pre-roll competition, and it's a lot of video. I started with 168 minutes of video. 168 minutes. That's insane. And I'm at 3 minutes and 58 seconds right now. 4 minutes. But there's a lot of things I couldn't include, and there's a lot of things I couldn't put in there. So again, exciting things happening. The pre-roll competition was intense. Not everybody did very well. I mean, look, like the bottom 3, I'll tell you, the bottom 3, the very last place was Fluent. And then right above that was Air Wellness. Right above that was Cure Leaf. And we will explain why. And I've learned a very good judgment marker for cannabis now. I mean, I knew it before, but for some reason, my brain really never put 1 and 1 together. And I'll tell you what I mean by that. So, that's hysterical. That's funny. I just saw I'm too high. I keep thinking a gator is going to run up and grab you. I'll just show it. I can't even. I'm looking at that. I can't read that. I don't even know what the hell that says from here. And it could happen. Now you've got me looking around and scared. I'm inside the house today. I'm actually. I'm not outside. I'm actually inside today. And even that, with you saying a gator is going to run up and grab, I'm thinking. You never know though, because the gator is like the Peter Pan gator. The gator is it's got one eye. And when he gets close, you hear a tick, tick, tock, tickety, tockety, tickety. Okay, fantastic. Anyways, I don't know what I'm saying. It is. It is. I'm not gonna lie. It really is. It's a tough place to live. Not just the heat. If it was just the heat, I could handle it. Then you got the mosquitoes, and these mosquitoes are like the size of my fist. I mean, they come in. They're serious. What was that? Okay. I have a I have I don't even know how to explain it. In sec, let me just put it back in place. It's my handy dandy door stopper because the door won't close. Again, because this is Florida, temperature differentials between the house and outside, and it reshapes the framework of the entire house. So, oh shit, I hear a car. Anyways, moving on. Oh, maybe I can't open the door. Okay, let's get the door a little more open. No, maybe yes. Let me just, there we go. Okay, airing out the place a bit. So, anyways, welcome to my impromptu Monday night motivational session. And tonight, what I'm really talking about is just the pre-roll competition and meeting Pine Peak. You can tell this is some good weed. It's already kicking my ass. This is Mule Fuel that I got from Goldflower. Mule Fuel is a hybrid leaning. I'm going to say a hybrid leaning sativa because it feels sativa. I can already feel myself like super chattery. Just. I want to say thank you, everybody, for joining me on this impromptu smoke sesh. I apologize I wasn't able to come to you on Friday night. It was my boy's birthday. We were kind of preemptively celebrating. We went to go have sushi. They came with me to Tampa, where, I mean, Tampa, St. Pete, like to me, it's all so close to each other. But they came with me to Tampa, and that's exactly it. Well, you could tell today, I'm a little more sweaty today, a little more, you know, I'm pushing out toxins from the body day. But in that, so Friday night, me and the boys, we went to sushi, and while we were waiting for our table, this place Kura Sushi, very nice, but it was a revolving sushi bar. So this food would like revolve around you, and you'd have to grab it. So I grabbed it, but it wouldn't come out. So I held on to it, and then I took off everything in that row. Yeah. So then I started drinking. Then I started drinking lovely cold sake, which I have to tell you was delicious. It's rice wine. It's good for you. So, you know, it's okay. Look at this giant badonkadonk. This thing is huge. Absolutely delicious. Okay, so we had sushi and basically came back to the hotel and just stayed up all night having a few beers. But then, and they weren't really beers. They were like seltzers. They were kind of gross. But then got up the next morning. I had to go do a gig. I was working in St. Pete with the Pine Park event. So I was doing crowd control and blah, 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 and some other things over there, and community education and excitement. Then I got off work, came back, drove, picked them up. Now they went, wait a second. Nope, Friday night they went to a golf club. After we were done, they left to a golf club like really late at night. I passed out, which is really rare. I was tired. It was a lot of driving. And the heat of Florida just kills you. And then the next morning, worked, picked them up, went out to dinner again, planned a huge evening of going to the casino and a few other things because they're turning 21. So we're at Grimaldi's having pizza. Excellent pizza, by the way. Really, truly enjoyed it. What do you think? Brick oven or something? No, it's a coal-fired oven. That was delicious. So, anyways, each one of them, they ordered sangrias. I like sangrias. There's nothing wrong with sangria. I think sangrias are incredibly delicious. I still hear a car. Whatever. So sangrias are incredibly delicious. I love them. So anyways, long story short, one of the twins drank like two of them. The other twin drank like two or three, and they were drunk on sangrias at the restaurant. So I got them back to the vehicle. We drove back to the hotel. I laid them each in bed. I took the couch and I watched ridiculousness on TV. And for some reason, that seems to be the only show I ever get to watch. It seems to be like the only show I ever watch is when I'm at a hotel. When I'm at home, it's like History Channel. But, you know, I'm not saying it's aliens. but I'm not saying it's not. So, anyways, uh, yeah. So it was a very interesting weekend. I mean, to say it just wasn't overly exciting, but that's okay. I thought I was going to do a lot more for the boys. Them turning 21, but no, you said what's coming to get me? Okay, just looking around. I mean, I hear something behind me right now, and I'm kind of like, okay, it's kind of creepy. We'll be fine. I never do podcasts from inside the house. This is the first time I'm doing it, but since I'm renovating the room, I figure I could do a lot of smoky okies in here. But normally I wouldn't. Usually I do it outside for a nice little walk. I might have to turn this into a studio or something. That could be a lot of fun. So tonight, I was just chit-chatting about a few things. We're just having a little smoke. There really is no topic today. There's no, hey, we have to talk about this or we have to talk about that. I like talking about just anything. Anything like we would normally talk about if we were hanging out. I mean, I do talk about aliens a lot. I really feel like they're coming to get us. They're just checking the situation out, the scenario. They probably have the best weed. And I've always said, if the aliens do come, I know, a little childish, who gives a shit? If the aliens show up, I want to be one of the first ones to get them high. I know, they're already gotten high. They're already here. They're already growing probably some of the best weed. Wouldn't that be something? Wouldn't that be something? Just saying. Hey, who's controlling the weed game? Oh, it's the aliens. Oh, alien labs? No, 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 no. The aliens. Just saying. They got like the whole grow house underground with the government. They keep tunneling underground to make larger space for the aliens to grow. That's probably the worst conspiracy theory I've ever come up with. It's the worst one for sure. Anyways, thank you for joining me. This is highly motivated. I want to remind you, while I've been out and about, I try to read people. I try to feel the energy. I try to feel the feeling of people. And I feel we can do it as a collective. We can change the mood. We can change the energy. We can change the vibe. I really think as a giant community of people thinking and working together, we can push out positive, beautiful frequencies. And in those beautiful, positive frequencies that we're pushing out, we're going to be making huge changes. Remember, I said we all stand in little puddles, and these little puddles have huge ripples that affect everything and everyone around us. So, in its simplicity, this is mule fuel, delicious. So, anyways, in its simplicity, we should be pushing out more positive vibes. We should be holding our friends and coworkers and family up on high. We should be encouraging them to do all the things they want to do, start their businesses, get more education. I don't know, but encourage them. Be encouraging. Be openly loving and helpful to everybody around you, because those things come back. Those things come back to you. Those things come back to you. Everything comes back. Everything you push out comes back to you. You've got to push out goodness. You get back goodness. I know you're thinking, Oren, so simple. These things don't work. They do. As an example, somebody once asked me, what is success? Success is up here. Success is how you feel and what you think of you, what you think of the reality that you've created around you. This is highly motivated. It's here for you. This smoke session is for you. It's for all the people who can't smoke, who don't smoke, who are not even part of cannabis. And that's okay. It has nothing to do with cannabis. It has everything to do with you. Your energy, your motivation, your positive, enthusiastic direction in life. I have a love for life. I have a love for the air that we breathe, the sweet smells that waft through the air. I have a love for taste and for feel. I have a love for people. And in that, I am excited every single day. I am excited every single day. I get to meet new people. I get to share new energies. That for me is everything. I couldn't ask for more. Just throwing that out there. Look at the simple things in life. Look at the simple things in life that create happiness. Look at the simple things in life that bring joy. Because that's what joy and happiness are. They're simple. They are so simple. Okay, that's it. Left my shit. Hmm. I keep hearing shit. I don't even think anybody's here anymore. I'm gonna have to get like a soundproof room, just so I'm like, I think I scare myself. I'm sitting here, it's silent. You just got to listen to the things around you. Anyways, long story short, doing the pre-roll competition. I'm sure if anybody's listening, they'd like to know who won the pre-roll competition. I told you the bottom three. The bottom three were Fluent, Air, and Pure Leaf. And then the next up was True Leaf. So the bottom four, Fluent, Air, Pure Leaf, and True Leaf. Then next up was INSA. And then next was Sanctuary. Next up was Cookies. Now we're left with the top three. Isn't that it? Just like that. Just like that, I've given you all the lower competitors. And again, I'll let you know the last place, Fluent. I, look, I've learned recently if you can't eat your weed, you can't smoke it. If you can't eat it, you should never smoke it. And in this competition, I ate the weed. In this competition, I put the weed in my mouth and I chewed it. I eat weed anyways. I eat weed all the time. And I juice it. I juice weed and I'll emaciate it. And I'll put it into my green juices. I'll chew on it. Bruce Lee never smoked a joint, but he ate raw cannabis. He used to have a little pouch on his side and he'd take that raw cannabis in his mouth. So I eat it all the time. I'm always breaking up my roaches and eating those as well. But that's already partially decarboxylated cannabis. But still, you want to talk about a raw cannabis? There you go. So, anyways, I put all the weed on the table, and I wanted to taste it. I wanted to feel like, okay, let me. I wonder if I can do a comment. I was going to put a picture in of the weed. Yeah, and I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Wait, can I go? No, I can't do that. What is this? Oh, look at that. And we go back. Right. I can't comment. I can't say anything here. Oh, wait, what is that? I can. Wait, notes for this. No, I guess not. Don't even know what's going on here. All right. This is something. Let's go back. All right. This is what happens when I start playing with things. I can destroy everything. Just don't let me play with things. There we go. Okay, we're back. So out of all these cannabis companies, and I have to tell you, I was really disappointed. I thought some of them would do better. But the people at the bottom deserve to be at the bottom. So I ate raw cannabis. Part of the competition, I would take the raw weed and put it in my mouth. So I'm going to release this in segments, but I'm also going to release a shortened, sped up version. So the bottom players had the worst tasting cannabis. I would say only the top three had edible cannabis. And out of all of these, only one of them are a certified organic cannabis. So, and that's a big deal. No pesticides, no chemicals, no crap, organic. And that makes a big deal for your flavor. Because if you have to flush things out of your weed, there could still be things in it. And that's going to bring bad flavor. Even one of the top contestants, even one of the top contestants, number three, Their weed did not taste very good. I mean, it was almost chemical-like, incredibly rose-like. So it tasted like a rose, which wasn't overly terrible. And then very, very flowery. And that feels like something's being hidden. So incredibly flowery, rose-like, a little spicy, made my tongue numb. I mean, I think that was some crazy stuff. And so for me, um, I wonder if I can answer the phone and be on a podcast at the same time. Probably not. Anyways, because of those flavors, it made me very nervous. Because of those flavors, it made me feel like, I don't know, like something was being hidden. Anyways, I'll let you know the top three. You ready? And then we'll go all the way down to the bottom. And this giant hooter, there's no way I can finish this. I'm high now. This is like, wow. I did not expect this to hit me like this. And this has been huge. It's been a doink a doink. Okay. A secret doink a doink. Okay. Here we go. So whoever's listening to the podcast tonight will know early the top three results of the pre-rolls. So 1 gram pre-rolls, house brands, Florida Medical Program. Number 3 was flowery. Number 3 was the flowery. Number 2, Jungle Boys. And it was close too. Number 1 is Gold Flower. That's the top 3. Gold Flower was number 1. Jungle Boys is number 2. And the flowery was number 3. And that is for 1 gram pre-rolls. Again, 1 gram house brand pre-rolls. The only hand roll machine was Gold Flower. The only organic brand was Gold Flower. But Jungle Boys also does hand trim, as does the flowery. The best tasting cannabis, the top 2, the top tasting was Gold Flower, and the number 2, funny enough, was Jungle Boys. And those were the only edible cannabis strains out of the entire competition. Everybody else was disgusting. Everybody, I mean, except the flowery is one I had a problem with because it made my tongue numb. It tasted like roses and flowers, and it was just overwhelming. I know I might get in a little trouble with some people, but I wanted to come out as authentic as possible. I'm not pushing one brand or the other in this competition. I made it very fair. And there were some joints, I mean, look at these, that I couldn't finish. I couldn't finish these because they were disgusting. Guess who these belong to? The bottom 2. They were so disgusting, I couldn't even finish them. The smoke was so harsh that it bothered my throat. It made me nauseous and ill. It tasted terrible, the flavors. This competition was more than just the smoke. It was how it smoked, how the roll was done, how the quality, because I got 2 1 grams of the same strain. We opened up one, looked at it, touched it, felt it for the moisture content. Then we got really close and we looked at it with a magnifying glass to look for any trichomes. We tasted it. We ate it. This is a pre-roll competition like has never been done. And then I took each one of these at my most sober of moments. I smoked it. At my most sober of moments. That says a lot. So at my most sober of moments, I smoked the 1 gram on camera. And I will be showing that video individually at different times because there's a lot of video. It's like a movie. It's funny though, but it's like a movie. So in it, I'm smoking the 1 gram and I'm talking about it as I'm smoking. Only one of the 1 grams could I finish all the way to the end. Only one could I smoke to the filter. Only one. That was the winner. Not because I could smoke it to the filter, not because it didn't make me cough. If it doesn't make you cough, that means it's been dried and cured beautifully. Mwah. That means it has been taken care of, loved, and cultivated with no chemicals, organic, hand trim, living soil. That was the winner. That was Gold Flower. That was number 1. They've done very well with their pre-rolls. Their pre-rolls, I was so impressed with. And then number 2, Jungle Boys, they got me really high. Goldflower and Jungle Boys, both of those that I smoked got me really, really high. Goldflower was the other reason they won. Goldflower won for these reasons, and I'll tell you why. Because I'll tell you all the reasons I judged, but I'll tell you exactly why it won. It had the longest smoke. It even had a runner in it, but the smoke lasted 22 minutes. Jungle Boy's smoke lasted around, I want to say 17 to 18 minutes, but it smoked evenly all the way through. Had a good pack to it, a good roll. Goldflower's taste was better. The high out of the two of them, out of Goldflower and Jungle Boy, the high was very close to each other. The high was almost the same. I was high as shit out of both. I would say out of Goldflower, I was pretty totally oak-lead. Super totally oak-lead. I mean, I was like, wow. It's been a while since I've been that high. But same with Jungle Boys. They got me pretty high as well. And I waited, a decent amount of time in between both these pre-rolls that I smoked. And with Jungle Boys, I also did smoke very close to the end. I mean, I got almost to the end of it. Almost to the end before I started coughing. And at the end is when I started to cough. Right there, when I started to cough, I put it out. Why? Because that's when it started to bother my throat, my trachea, my lungs, my chest. And the second you feel that, I put it out. Goldflower, I smoked it all the way to the end, and I got a little bit of a cough clearing my throat. I'm like, okay, I'll put it out now. That was pretty amazing. It was smooth. It was delicious. It had excellent effect. And I want to say Goldflower won because of the taste, because of the length of smoke, the quality in both of the pre-rolls. They were both very evenly done. At first I thought maybe a little too tight, but it pulled beautifully in the joint. The taste test, of course, delicious. And I will put out those segments that I talked about it. Absolutely delicious. And then the same with Jungle Boys. Jungle Boys, it was minty, it was earthy, but there was more of a flavor profile with Goldflower. It was such a close. They were neck and neck. The entire competition, Goldflower and Jungle Boys were really neck and neck. And so, I think the deciding factor was taste, length of smoke, because quality of pre-roll, again, neck and neck. Quality of flower, neck and neck. Both of them had very good, fresh, quality feeling flower. They both had a little stick and ick to it. Both had small detections of small chunks showing the freshness and quality of the flower, and also showing that it wasn't just dust. A few of the other competitors, dust. Absolute dust. This is what they're selling people. It looked like sand. It looked like worse than sand. It looked like dust. It looked it. Can't even talk English today. So I can't even talk English. And but wait 1 sec. Was your mom here? Tell her thank you. Give her a big thanks. Okay. Give her a big super thanks. Can you do that? Okay. Actually, are you close by? Did you want a little smoky okies? Oh, both? Okay, good. So I'll keep talking. Oh, wow. It's a little smoky in here, is it? I'm not hotboxing in here. I'm just chit-chatting. Do you want to come say hi? You want to pull up a chair? Maybe I'll pull over a little bit. Here.
Sure.
Sure? Oh, don't do me a favor.
Yeah, sure.
All right, this is gonna be Gideon. He's one of my kids. He's 21 years old. He just turned 21. Go get a chair. No, that's not a chair. What the hell are you looking at? Find a chair, a small chair. Bring something. So Gideon's gonna come join us for a little bit, just for a few moments. But Gideon just turned 21 years old on Sunday. He's one of the twins, but the twins aren't identical. They're fraternal. But boy, do they act the same sometimes. Careful now. Let's not take down the whole set. It just looks like we have a cool set. You're careful as you come in.
Oh, but it is a cool set.
It is a cool set. I mean, it just looks that way, but okay, hold on. Here we go. You in? You in? You feeling
Yeah,
good?
I'm in.
All right, I'm gonna give a little camera here. Hold on. Here we go. Boom. Okay.
I'll TikTok it too.
You'll TikTok it too?
I'll TikTok it too.
He's TikToking it. Like I know what the hell is going on over here. Is it TikToking? So, anyways, I was talking about the cannabis. So, your top two. Here you go. By the way, would you like that?
Yes, just one wish.
Oh, just one moment. You hear this? I would never. Obviously, he's young. I don't hold it against him in any way, shape, or form. He has his card, though. Correct?
Yes, I do.
So, but he's a lightweight, and that's okay. I'm not mad at him because he's a lightweight. I'm glad that he's taking his time and he knows how to say no, or knows how to say one moment. So that's a great thing. Anyways,
restraint.
You have restraint.
Yes.
So he's a super fashionable one. Here, come, move in. Come say hi.
Yes. Hello. I'm him, but have you noticed my skin's white and his is red?
What is it with you? I'm in the sun a lot. Leave me the hell alone. I work. This child doesn't go outside. This is a product of video gamers. This is a product of somebody who's indoors playing games. Here, would you like this now? Or you're doing something. Okay. So, anyways, give me a little bit of room, a little bit of space.
Here we go. We're gonna go.
I'm drinking that drink. All right. For now, do that.
Yeah.
So, anyways, welcome to the Highly Motivated Podcast, where we are live on the TikTok. We're live on TikTok. We're live on through Restream to LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight. Yeah, we're live to a lot of places. It's pretty awesome. Oh, you like that, don't you? So, anyways, as we sit here and have a little chit chat, a little smoky okie dokies, we're talking about the top 10 of the pre-roll competition that I did. You got a lot of people on there for you?
Yes, I do.
Good. Well, say hi to everybody for me.
I have a couple people, I think.
Fantastic.
I see someone really important here, actually.
Oh, good. I'm glad you see somebody important. It's not about the importance of a person, but it's the importance we put.
I know you're jealous. I wish you were here to smoke with us too.
Oh, somebody wants to smoke, but did you see what we're smoking? Yeah.
Wow, that is strong, bro.
Here you go. Hold on to that. So, anyways,
I might get banned for something.
You might.
I'm fine.
You might. It's alive. You might get banned. I wouldn't put it on my tiki-taki.
He won't ban me. Oh, you're fine.
He'll put it on his tiki. If he gets banned, he gets banned. What is he going to do? Don't smoke on camera. Smoke off camera. There you go. I will smoke here and then hold it. Don't show the camera.
Right. Are you right? Oh,
See?
shit.
You just got banned? Did you get banned?
Oh, no. For some audience, it's restricted. It's restricted to some audience.
Oh, well, that's different.
That's good.
We'll try to keep it off camera or something for you. For me, I don't give a shit. So the top 10 in this competition, if you can't eat the cannabis, you shouldn't smoke it. You should try sometimes eating just a little bit of weed. Put a little bit in your mouth and try chewing on it.
Yes. People are now joining for this.
And if you chew the cannabis and it doesn't taste good,
I hope you're here still, Mark.
Then you shouldn't be smoking it. And if you're smoking the weed and it makes your tongue numb around it starts making your tongue numb at the tip and around the sides. That could be chemical or something that has not been extracted from your cannabis. Just saying, if you can't eat it, don't smoke it. And there was only two contestants, the top two, the number 1 and number 2 in the competition. The cannabis was edible. The cannabis was minty, was earthy, was delicious. With gold flower, it was delicious. That was hands down the most flavorful of cannabis.
That was lovely. I ate too.
Did you eat some? Yeah. See, and I had a whole table full of it. It was absolutely hysterical. Cannot wait to get the video out. Would you like some more?
Yes. My hair looks so weird. Like it's like all straight now. It's supposed to be curly.
Is this what kids
think
about?
What strain was it?
You're so worried about what he looks like. Who gives a shit?
What strain was it?
He's young. He's lovely. He's beautiful. When you're young, you're lovely and beautiful. The older you get, you grow a beard, and you wear flowery shirts. Here.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you for joining us tonight on Highly Motivated, where, I would rather keep it at home than have it outside of the home. And I've never allowed him to smoke with me or on camera. but he got his license, and he's 21 years old. I went through a lot this weekend, and I'm not going to lie to you. I was a little depressed Friday night when he went out with his brother and his girlfriend. They went to a golf club, and I was at the hotel alone, all alone, me on my own.
Just yourself.
Anyways, so on my own. Who gives a shit though? I sat there for a moment. I wasn't only depressed because they were 21. I'm only depressed because they're getting so old and so big, and they're growing up so fast. So it wasn't anything other than they're 21 years old. And now I realized, holy shit, they're 21 years old. That means I'm a lot older.
Yes.
So that's when you have different realizations. Are you going to put it right there?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's when you have different realizations in life. You realize you're getting older when your children are getting older. So that's that.
So Mercury asks, what strain is it?
This is Mule Fuel. It's
Mule
the new re-release, and it is ridiculous. I want to say around 20, maybe 27% THC, which is not a big deal. 27% THC is fine. That's lovely, and that's high. I know some people want it even higher, but it's not about high THC. Instead, here, you just keep the black background. You don't want to show everything.
Oh, I'm trying to.
See, kind of do it like that. When there it is, don't touch
Oh, wait,
it.
you're right.
There you go. You need a magic touch sometimes. You need your dad just to touch things. Terpenes, yes, it is all about terpenes. Terpenes, flavonoids, but it's also about aroma. So here's where it gets exciting. When you first break open your weed and you smell it, that's aroma. Here, go ahead, smoky okies. But don't overdo it. If you can't do it, don't do it. So it's not just about the taste or the smell as you smoke it, but instead, it's the initial aroma. So when you open up that box or your container and you get your cannabis in that, it's that initial aroma that you get that changes you, or that you feel. You feel the aroma, you smell the aroma, you take that in, and it's already activating neurons and receptors and saying it's boom, 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 saying, look out, check this out. What do you think about this? And when you smell it, your body's telling you you like it. When you smell it, your body is saying, hey, I really like this. This works out for me. Let's smoke this shit. I mean, I'm simplifying it, but even in its simplification, your body tells you what you like. So if you smell it and you don't like it, like you don't like the smell, don't smoke it. If you don't like the smell, don't smoke it. Your body tells you.
My ask, is it also good for sleeping and headaches?
So it depends what stage of a headache you're having. Now, I deal with migraines. And with migraines, you actually have to use two different strains of cannabis. For example, if my migraines really, like the endorphin rush is happening, and it's like, wow, it's like surfer rush into my head, it's boom, 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 I need a sativa. And if I smoke a Mule Fuel, it smells right nice, by the way. It's so nice. If I smoke a sativa, a Mule Fuel, it stops the endorphin rush, or whatever that's called. If it's not, my brain's on something and I know I'm close to the words, and it might be the words. Don't set the house on fire and don't smoke it like that. You're gonna hurt yourself.
I know.
So it stops the rush into the brain, which is creating the migraine, but it creates a headache, or it turns it into a headache, which is fine. At that point, start smoking a hybrid leaning indica, or maybe just a hybrid. That way you start balancing out the blood flow in the brain. Remember, that sativa you were smoking is a vasodilator, opens up the blood vessels. When you open up the blood vessels, now you're moving things, now you're pushing things. Now you're doing a little creation and manifestation in the body, and you're going to stop the headache. So that's what you got to look at. You can stop the initial migraine, turn it into a headache, and start smoking a hybrid leaning indica. You know what that's going to do for you right there? That's going to help relax the muscles and the mind, which is going to reduce the headache. So now you've reduced the migraine with a sativa, and now you're relaxing the muscles, relaxing the mind, creating more of an even flow so that headache can go bye-bye. But that's a headache. And then sleep. Okay, sleep is a multifaceted thing. So let's talk about sleep. Let me keep this lit. So,
Oh boy, I might make some food in a second.
go get some food. Okay. Yeah, ooh, I got some Chinese for you. You're gonna love
Wontons?
it. Not just one. I got you wontons.
Egg rolls?
No, I didn't get you any egg rolls, but I got
Oh,
you
that's
the.
how
I
you
got you
thought
the.
my.
I got you the wontons and those cream cheesy thing with Bobby Jig Jigs. But also, I got the those Singapore noodles.
Oh, really?
Delicious. You're gonna love it. Okay. Anyways,
Is there a specific percent between hybrid and indica that you recommend for a hybrid?
hybrids are funny, and it depends what you're smoking strain wise. Here, hold that. First, let me answer the sleep thing. So sleep is a multifaceted thing, and I'll come back to the percentages as well. But sleep is sleep is an interesting thing. If what's keeping you awake is nerve pain and bone pain, then you might need a hybrid leaning sativa to help regulate the body out so you can sleep. For example, I have restless leg syndrome. Like basically what it is while I'm sleeping, out of nowhere, my left leg will go into electric shocks. Like I'm like, what the hell? And I'll wake up and I'll look at my leg and I'll be like, what the hell is going on? Enough. But it doesn't stop. I mean, so I've realized screaming at my legs don't do anything. I mean, it makes the legs funny, but screaming at my legs don't do anything. So here's the thing. I get up and I smoke a sativa. Now the sativa stops that nerve pain because that's what's happening. It's neuropathy. So the neuropathy and the nerve dying and anything where it's not getting the flow of blood or of oxygen or whatever my cells are supposed to be flipping getting for them to stay alive, I don't know, but they're not alive all the time. So as they're dying, I lose feeling. But in those places, it wakes me up. My legs go crazy. Too much energy. So the sativa balances me. And then I can go right to sleep. But it doesn't work for everybody. So sleep. If you're going to be doing any kind of cannabis to help you with sleep, if you're going to do an edible, do it an hour before you lay down. So this way it gets into your bloodstream and starts to work its magic. Because the second you lay down, your blood slows down. And that means, or whatever's flowing through your blood slows down. So if you took that edible and then you lay down, and then you're going to wake up the next morning and you're going to be a zombie. You're going to wake up the next morning and you'll be like, I'm on a boat. I'm on a boat. Who put me on a boat? Ahoy! Ahoy, matey! Sorry, I was having a moment. In that moment, oh, thank you. You're very kind. So in that moment, to help with sleep, an hour before laying down is when you want to do that edible. If you're smoking, smoking's quick. Smoking, you could do a little smoky okie tokie and lay down that easily. Something happen?
Yeah.
What?
I do not know. I think I've gotten banned.
Probably.
Yes.
Probably. Can you not show it on there?
Yeah, tobacco drugs. Someone reported it. Damn.
See what happens. I told him not to do it. Anyways, tonight we're coming to you live in multiple different places. It helps with sleep. It helps with many things, but it's how you use it as well.
I was good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I certainly will sleep really well tonight. I had a very stressful day at work. This has definitely helped me out a lot more.
Well, I'm glad that you can have a little stop by with me, and
this room is just complete.
We could have our first little toke out together.
Thank you.
21 years old, and me and my son just had our first smoky okie together. That was a little weird. I'm going to be honest. In the authenticity of things happening live for the audience. Here, there you go. In the authenticity. Here, just leave it. There you go. Just leave it. Whatever. In the authenticity of things happening live. My son came in. He wanted to smoke live with me, and he did. And that was weird. I mean, it's weird because I've never met him, and I've never smoked with him. So to have that kind of interaction just now, and to share it with a live audience was wild, very wild. And anytime you have any questions or there's anything you want to know, please ask. I am at your disposal. Now, unfortunately, I don't see comments on some of the other places that I'm streaming. So whatever I see, I will definitely try to respond in any of the comments wherever I find them. I know that, whatever. So that was one of my sons. Very weird. So let's go back to talking about the pre-roll competition. I don't know what the hell I was talking about before. You know, love your children. I just want to say something. Love your kids. Wrong, right. A parent, you're going to make a lot of mistakes because you're a parent, and parents make lots of mistakes. And but you're going to get a lot of things right when you try. When you put your foot in and just try and be part of their lives and demystify shit for them, like cannabis. We talked about it a lot. And he knows what I do for a living. I help educate doctors and patients about the endocannabinoid system, about the cannabinoids and how they can work in our bodies in combination. And he's been to a few events that I've spoken at, and he's always had lots and lots of questions, and I've answered them. So this evening, it was just kind of fun chit-chatting with him back and forth about the cannabinoids in a fun way. I get excited. I get excited talking about weed. I do. Because it's the only and first natural medicine that can't kill you. It's the first beautiful natural medicine that can heal mind, body, and soul. There's nothing else in the world that can do that but cannabis. So I get excited about it. Oh, I get pumped. I get jumping out of my seat about it. That's that's how I feel about cannabis because of the great wonders that it can do. So for me, it's a joy that my son will smoke with me. He's not a drinker. So I was going to tell you the other night, he just turned 21. I took them out and they didn't make it past the restaurant. So he ordered a sangria and his brother ordered a sangria and they both drank them down. And they're like, these are delicious. I'm like, okay. And I wasn't thinking about it because it's a sangria. It takes a lot of sangrias. I mean, I have to pee a lot of times before I know I'm drunk off of a sangria. That means a lot of sangrias. I mean, bottles of sangria it would take me. I do enjoy sangria though. But my boys have, first time really ever drinking. They've really never drinking before. I mean, they've had a half a beer here and there with a meal or something, but nothing. Maybe some wine, but nothing. Mm. So it was a lot of fun having to basically carry them back to the car or the truck. Carried them to the truck, drove back to the hotel, and you know, it was fun. It was fun putting them to bed. It was fun and not. I expected more. But in that, I was I was blessed to even be part of that. And I do. I love them very much. And I'm really proud of them. This is a hard world we live in. And society is tough on people, especially young people, kids, new working adults like my son. And I got to tell you, I'm proud of him because he's been working a job for a good period of time. This is his second job he's on, and he's doing really well. And and it's not the job for life, but he knows he's always going to give his best work, no matter where he is and what he's doing. He's going to do the best job he can possibly do, and that's what I've taught my kids. So I said, get involved in their lives, be a part of them, teach them the simplest of morals, and show them those morals. Show them work ethic. A lot of kids don't have very much work ethic. I mean, I say kids. Anybody younger than me is a kid. I don't care. Anybody younger is going to be a kid. That's it. That's what I think. And in that, who gives a shit if I call you a kid? Who gives a shit? And if you give a shit, you give a shit. I apologize. And then I don't apologize at the same time. So it's sorry, not sorry. The work ethic is hard. I've seen it. They're not there. They're not showing up in this society, and society is suffering because I think as a whole, kids have not really been taught good work ethic and struggle. I'm not ever wishing struggle upon anybody or any child, but I wish the open-mindedness and the understanding of struggle that came before you. And maybe knowing life is easy for you, know how much harder it can get, how fast. I don't wish it upon anybody. So prepare yourself and always work hard. And then one day you have a family or you have people you have to take care of. And that's responsibility. Responsibility is even harder. Responsibility digs way deep at your soul. Parts of responsibility keep me happy and keep me motivated, keep me enthusiastic about life. And then parts of responsibility kill me. Parts of responsibility knock me on my ass, make me take deep breaths sometimes and realize how hard life is. So I know life is hard for you too. I know, I know you're dealing with a lot. I know the world is asking a lot out of you. I know. Look, I have kids. I work. I'm in the world right there with you. And I feel for you. I do. I I send mass positivity and enthusiasm and grandest of frequencies and emotions to you. I I send friendship. I send enthusiasm and reach out to me if there's ever something you think I can do. If you need work and you're in Florida, reach out to me. Let me see where you're located and see what I can do for you. I'm not promising anything. I'm just saying, let me help. Let me help wherever I can. Let any one of us in this community help wherever we can. That's how we help. That's how we change. That's how we motivate and hold each other up on high. Something as simple as work, and work is not simple. Work is life. You've got to enjoy what you do, because if you don't, then you are wasting such precious moments of life. But then it's never a waste, because whatever you do, make it something you enjoy mentally, excuse me, or emotionally. Like, okay, I used to hate cleaning up. I used to hate mopping. There was a job I had and this huge floor, and every day this gross looking floor had to be mopped. And it got to a point where nobody wanted to do it. And one day I looked at this and I said, wait a second, I got this. And everybody looks at me. Okay, you got this. Go. And while they were all doing harder chores, I learned mopping the floor was not hard. And I sang and I danced. I listened to music and I created a temporary playland, wonderland, fantasy realm that I was living in and mopping. So I was living out a fantasy life while I mopped. I lived a double personality for the hour I had to mop, the hour and a half I would mop. It was an hour. It was like an hour, 45 minutes to an hour. I mean, you'd speed through it 45 minutes. But that's the thing. You create happiness where you are. And then when I was done, I put the mop to the side and went back to my normal life. But when I was mopping, I was Fred Astaire. I wasn't. I dance like shit. I mean, I don't dance like shit. I think I don't do the Elaine. I'm not in. I don't dance in the lane. Um, that's pretty frightening. I've seen people dance like that. That's definitely frightening. No, I can move to the beat. I've got pretty good movements, and then I'll move, and then I'll like throw my hip out. That's it. That's like the ultimate movement, right? It's like you just. Mm, mm. This was a doink doink. This was a serious joint. Now here's what's awesome, and I want to show you something about this joint, and then we're done for the night because it was just a smoke, and it's been an hour-long smoke. Holy shit! That's crazy. That's how long this has taken. It's taken an hour, and I've been jibber jabbering about cannabis. So I do want to go over the top three again before I get out of here. And so just look at this. That right there is in like a vegetable type paper. So the rest of the weed in there is still super fresh. That means when I open it up later and add it to like my bowl or something and smoke it, it's going to be super fresh because this type of paper keeps it super fresh, locks the air out. Dude, dude, this is like an innovation. I close it. Look, look, look. I close it at the end. I close it at the end. So now the tip is closed like it's been sealed shut. No air is getting to this roach. This is amazing. Like super amazing. Okay. I'm inventing shit all over the place. That means it's almost time for me to go. And when I'm so again, the top three: Goldflower, Jungle Boys, and The Flowery. Goldflower, Jungle Boys, and The Flowery. These are your top. These are your top three. And so, yeah, amazing. I mean, it was an amazing competition. And I learned one of the easiest ways to really get through your strains. And again, we weren't checking the strains. We were checking quality of the pre-roll. We were checking quality of the flower. We were checking, so many small factors that people overlook: your taste, your aroma, your texture. It wasn't about THC. And it wasn't about, it was a little bit about aroma. And it was a little bit about terpenes, because in pre-rolls, they dry out very quickly. They're sitting in a container. They've already been rolled. They're ready to go. They're sitting with a paper on them. And that paper allows it to dry up quickly, because that paper is sucking up the moisture of the pre-roll. So unless it's like a rice paper, I don't think rice paper does that. Anyways, that being said, I really learned if you can't eat it, you shouldn't smoke it. So maybe you should eat your weed a little bit. If it tastes good, smoke it. That's really it. We'll be back to you on possibly Wednesday morning. Maybe yes, maybe no. That's this, wake and bake kind of podcast. But for sure, we'll be back to you this Friday night, 8 o'clock, highly motivated at our regular time. Last week, again, a lot going on. Boy's birthday. We were driving late into the hotel, had to get a bite to eat. I wish we could have done the podcast, but again, we didn't. There was just too much going on. So thank you for joining me tonight. I hope you create, manifest, and motivate yourself an amazing day, an amazing universe around you. Send fantastic vibrations and frequencies out, and you will receive those back. And just approach the world with 10% more kindness. That's it. You don't have to try hard with that. Just 10%. 10% more love, more kindness, more caring, more empathy, more understanding. Just 10% in everything you do. And that starts to change the world. That starts to change the mood, the vibe. I don't know, it brings a little love back to the world, a little caring, a little empathy. Those are some of the things we need. Those are some of the things we're missing. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. I do. And I can't wait to talk to you again and smoke with you, smoke for you, and talk about cannabis and health and wellness. Anytime you have questions, please ask. Definitely, I see Twitch is able to ask questions. So on Twitch, you can ask questions. On the Facebookie, I think you can ask questions. On the YouTube, I don't know. On the LinkedIn, I don't think so. I think you could do it on LinkedIn. I have to go back and look at it on LinkedIn. So that's it. You people are awesome. You're all awesome. Manifest your day and know that you're awesome. Know that you are amazing. So when you wake up, you get up, you stretch those arms out and say, I am amazing. And I am going to create an amazing day. Yes. However you want to do it. However you need to do it. However you need to activate that part of you that says, wow, I'm capable of anything, and you are. So go out there and manifest it, create it, eat it.